Imagine having 13 billion rand to revolutionize South Africa's internet infrastructure, and then quite frankly being told no. This is exactly what happened to Vodacom, and this decision has a lot of implications for you as an individual, for your community, and for cities and the country of South Africa as a whole. Some are even calling it a massive disaster for South Africa's digital future, while others are celebrating. But in this video, we're going to look at some of the things that nobody else is talking about with regards to this deal. Hello, I'm Kenneth. Welcome to you all smart money people. This is Friday Money Matters. This Friday and every other Friday on this channel. In our video today, we're looking at this deal that is shaking up South Africa's tech landscape. Please don't forget to subscribe if you have not yet subscribed, so that you don't miss future exciting stories about South Africa and Africa that relate to a business and a little bit of your individual financial literacy. Stay tuned. Now let's begin by breaking down this 13 billion bombshell. In simple terms, we're talking about Vodacom, which is owned by a major shareholder called Vodafone, which is British based. However, Vodacom, the one in South Africa, Vodacom, is the largest mobile operator in South Africa, and Vodacom wanted to go into a merger with a company called Maziv. Now, Maziv is a subsidiary of a much bigger holding company, which is called a Community Investment Ventures Holdings. Now, Community Investment Holdings also owns Vumatel, which I'm sure by now you have seen closer to you in your communities, as well as another company called Dark Fiber Africa. Now, if the deal had gone through, it would have made Vodacom and its partners the biggest players in South Africa as far as fiber infrastructure is concerned. So, which means that in simple terms, they would have had a bigger powerhouse, a much larger resources, and therefore, according to the Competition Commission, which was responsible for taking the case to the Competition Tribunal, this is what falls under unfair practices. So as a result, we all know that the Competition Tribunal just dropped the hammer, and in doing so, put an end to that particular deal. Now, let's go further and look at exactly what are the details to it, what it means for you, and why you should care that Vodacom was denied this deal. Okay, before we go into any depth there, you need to understand that the Competition Tribunal is responsible for adjudicating complaints of prohibited conduct. Now, we are also looking at issues that relate to unfair practice or issues that relate to dominance. Now, when we're talking about dominance here, we're talking about market dominance that is sort of on the unfair side. Okay, so the Competition Commission takes cases that are not resolved at that level, at the commission level, to the Competition Tribunal. And from the Competition Tribunal, if there are any issues still, like in case of Vodacom can still appeal this decision and take the decision to the Competition Appeals Court. Whether they're going to do that, nobody knows, but there seem to be signs that Vodacom are going to pursue the case further, because they have a lot of things invested in this case. As you watch, I'll keep breaking down exactly what this would have meant for Vodacom and what it would have meant also for people in general and for Vodacom's partners in this particular deal. So the main issue then is that the merger has been denied because of the proposed marrying of the two companies, giving them too much power in the marketplace. But how does it affect business? All right. Now, if we're looking at it from a business point of view, there are pros and cons to this decision depending on which side you're on. On the side of Vodacom, it means that they've been denied access into the kind of infrastructure that they needed to grab a bigger market share or a bigger bite of the market, which would have certainly meant for them bigger profits, happier shareholders, happier customers in the long term. So what we may see in the near future is people dumping the Vodacom shares. Whether this will happen, I'm not sure. We will then need to wait and see what the future looks like for Vodacom moving forward. Again, the second thing is that there's going to be a delay in fiber rollout, especially in poor communities, where a lot of companies have been making inroads in trying to get communities having access to internet. Remember that the government has already proclaimed that we're in the fourth industrial revolution, and that means that the right kind of infrastructure is supposed to be on ground to make sure that these macroeconomic objectives are fulfilled. Now, if that is not the case, then it means therefore that there's going to be a delay. That delay will then affect not only business objectives, but also a governmental proposals and objectives moving forward. Again, it bears mentioning that Maziv had proposed about 10 billion spent in the next 5 years if this deal went through. So we're looking at maybe a cut of about 10 billion rand in foreign direct investment, and this is what the country of South Africa needs right now. Now, the positive side is that if you're a competitor such as MTN and Telkom, this is great news to you, because what it does is that it levels the playing field. It means that it gives them a competing edge. Now they can compete on other issues besides that. Okay, so leveling this is exactly what the Competition Commission is all about, making sure that all the companies or businesses that are involved in a particular industrial sector have equal opportunities to resources, to customers and so forth. So for competition, then this is going to be a good thing moving forward. Then we need to look at what happens to you. What does it mean to you as an individual, to you as a family member, to your family, to your community, to your township, to your city? What does this really mean? If you look at the deal itself, Vodacom had already proposed that the deal will generate approximately 10,000 jobs. All right, so which means that there's going to be a hit in that area. Remember, Vodacom's CEO coming out saying that this is a massive blow to job creation in South Africa, especially now with a massive youth unemployment of approximately 64%. Now you can see more about that in this video right here, and this could have alleviated some of that pressure coming out from unemployment on the economy. Therefore, it's really a major blow as far as unemployment and employment issues are concerned. However, again, it also means that if there are lesser and lesser employment opportunities, household incomes are bound to decrease. Therefore, which means also that other sectors and other industries will also face lesser and lesser demand for their output, because the majority of people in those particular communities do not have the purchasing power to buy any other goods and services that they need to satisfy their needs. So the issue that the deal will have ripple effects across the entire economy, and probably even in other economies as well. Relatively also, I think we're bound to see quite high internet charges, especially now when we're supposed to be having lower and lower fares as far as internet costs are concerned. Now, this basically means that all the other issues that relate to access to internet basically have been hit massively, and because of that, we'll have serious issues as far as pricing of internet fees is concerned, which on the other hand means that still Vodacom stands to benefit despite the deal not going through. But even if there are dark clouds looming, there is always a silver lining in every dark cloud, as the proverbial saying goes. However, it is up to you as an investor to find that particular silver lining. Now, let's look at some of the things that could happen. Now, the first thing that is probably going to happen is that we're bound to see more and more competitors coming into that particular market. Now, is because the Competition Commission wants to ensure an even playing field for operators in this segment and in any other segment. Therefore, this basically means that the door is wide open for new operators, new fiber infrastructure and service providers to come into the market. And in the long term, this basically means low internet costs, low installation costs for fiber and all other internet-based things. Now, if that is the case, then what it looks like as far as business is concerned, it means that we're bound to see sprouting up of new business opportunities and growth in areas such as e-commerce, in areas like tech startups that are internet based or that depend so much on internet. We're going to see an expansion and growth in those areas as long as we still have these new operators coming in to lower internet costs in South Africa. And I also need to mention this, that if you have currently you have Vodacom shares, there's absolutely no need to panic, because shares are going to move based on a myriad of factors, and this deal is not the only factor that could have pushed the valuation of Vodacom shares. There's still a lot of other things. You still need to do diligent research moving forward and finding investment opportunities in what seems to be a difficult economic season. The bottom line is that although the deal has not gone through, smart money is already looking for opportunities of investments in different territories, in different countries, even right here in South Africa, in different market segments, in industries and so forth. So it still remains your duty as an investor to look for investment opportunities. Now, the second thing that you are responsible for is to do diligent research, and also number 3 is to contact a registered financial services provider or an investment broker to help you with your investment decisions. I truly hope that you liked this edition of Friday Money Matters. Please give us a thumbs up, subscribe if you have not yet subscribed, share it with your friends and so forth. And also, thank you so much for watching. We'll see you in the next video. Leave us a comment. Bye.